Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley Triere, CEO of Guiding Voices. And today we're going to talk about services available to youth who are considered DD eligible in the state of New Jersey. In particular, we're going to talk about services available to youth who are enrolled in CMO services. And so CMO stands for Care Management Organization. And in order to receive CMO services, there is a certain criteria that, youth have to meet. So in a referral to CMO comes from either you, the parent, calling Performing Care and explaining what's going on. A school counselor, maybe a therapist that's already working with the youth can write a referral. But at the end of the day, Performing Care determines, does this child meet that criteria for CMO services? But if a youth have CMO services and they do meet that criteria, there are a host of services that they are eligible for. So one of the services is ISS, which is Individualized Support Services. That service is appropriate for a youth or a family, who's trying to really work with the youth on building daily living skills, such as maybe brushing their teeth, cooking light meals, maybe ironing their clothes, putting on their clothes. So ISS is appropriate for stuff of that nature. And ISS, it depends on the assessment, but you can typically get ISS anywhere from 2 to 10 hours a week. 10 hours is typically the max. And moving on to the next service, something called Intensive In-Home Behavioral Service, which is typically ABA therapy. For the most part, what people are familiar with, it's really ABA therapy, but in CMO, they call it Intensive In-Home Behavioral. And with that, that's more so a service used to correct behaviors, unwanted behaviors, or, if there's a lot of, resistance going on with the youth and you're trying to get them to behave one way, maybe in the home or even out in the community. So the team at CMO may feel that, let's put in IH behavioral. So that's one service. And typically IH behavior, it really varies on the need of the child. It can go anywhere between 4 to 16 hours a week. And some other services available through CMO, you don't really necessarily have to be DD eligible for these services, which is IIC service, which is intensive in community therapists. And, with that, that's just more so therapy in the house, if that makes sense to everyone. So, and then outside of that, you could potentially have something called a behavior assistant that kind of teams up with an IIC. To provide services. And the behavior assistant really just kind of outlines, and they kind of work on the things that the IIC discusses within their 2 hours a week. So the IIC may be working on coping skills. And so the BA, the behavior assistant, their role is to really work on coping skills when the IIC is not around. A BA typically anywhere between 3 to 4 hours a week that they would be authorized for. So that, in a nutshell, that's just some of the services available, being DD eligible, but more so these services are what's available if you're in CMO. So I hope that was helpful. As always at Guiding Voices, we are here to provide that guidance. Don't forget to check out our website, www.guidingvoices.org. Follow us on and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/guidingv. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Guiding Voices. Thanks, everyone.